welcome back to my channel. This is Sid's Life. I'm Sid. This is my life. If you haven't been following along here, this is part 3 of my The Truth About the Disney College Program video series. In this series, I'm telling you everything that there is to know, or at least from my experience, about the Disney College Program. If you're interested in learning more about it, if you're interested in doing it yourself, hopefully you find these informative. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I will try to answer them in a Q&A, like sometime after all 5 of these videos come out. Alright, let's get into it. This week I'm going to be talking about everything from after training until pretty much the end of your program. So for me, that was about 7 months. Obviously, I already talked about the training parts in the last video, and I will be talking about everything that it takes to actually leave your program in the next video, so stay tuned for that. In this video, the first thing on my list to talk about is learning your role. So obviously you have training, but for me that was 5 days of a lot of information. Everything kind of gets jam-packed in there. It's supposed to help you, and it does, but there will be things that you're still questioning by the end of that. You'll still be like, okay, wait a minute, what's this mean? That kind of stuff, because that's just normal for any new job. For me, I think that learning curve, I think it took a couple weeks of me being there on my own, just because there were so many positions that were possible for me to have at Satu'li Canteen, and trying to figure out everything that I had to do, and also when there were positions that I hadn't gotten, I was still trying to learn those even though I hadn't worked them. So it can be a little complicated to learn your role. It might take a while, it might be frustrating, but honestly, everyone there has gone through it, and some of them might be in the same boat as you right now too. So don't be embarrassed, just learn it and do your best, because honestly, that's all you can do. And I mean, you got accepted for a reason, so keep that in mind. The next thing I have is the buses. Now for me, I've said in previous videos that I brought my car down. Well, my parents brought my car to me in March, so about 2 months into my program, I finally had my car, because honestly, the buses, they're okay. They will get you to and from your job most of the time. For me, I personally never had a problem with taking the buses to work. I got there on time, but it was leaving that most of the time I was sitting there waiting for a bus to come, and it wasn't coming, even if the schedule said that it was supposed to be there already. The buses are interesting, to say the least. That is one reason that I recommend bringing your car, but if you can't, then you can't. So it's not a big deal if you can't. The buses will get you there. You just might be waiting. I always recommend, because I heard this from other people before I went, that if you're using the buses, leave about an hour before you think you need to, especially when you're first getting to your program, until you learn what time you really need to leave to get to the bus and what time you need to get on the bus to get to your job, because it'll vary depending on what time your shift is, but you definitely don't want to be late for your shift. So I would always lean towards the side of caution and leave a bit earlier. So the next thing on my list is kind of a work-life balance. You will be working a lot in the Disney College Program. There might be weeks where you have 5 days of 6-hour shifts, which is the bare minimum they can give you. There might be weeks where they're like, we actually need you 6 days this week, and some of your shifts are going to be 12 hours long. It's a lot. It can definitely be quite a lot, but you will need to find that balance. It is a little hard at first, to be honest, especially like if you're like me and you left your home at 18 and you're learning all of this fresh, like it can be a little hard, but just like trust the process, you'll figure it out. For me, working in Animal Kingdom, I usually didn't have the weeks of 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts. I've had a few weeks where I had 6 days in a row that I was working, but I didn't necessarily have the 12-hour shifts just because Satu'li opened later than Animal Kingdom opened, and Animal Kingdom closes earlier than all the other parks. So I got kind of lucky in that area, but it's still a process no matter wherever you are. So just keep that in mind. On your days off, you of course do have access to the Disney parks. I also personally recommend, if you have the money for it, getting a Universal season pass, because honestly, I love Disney. I've been a Disney girl my entire life, But when you work there and you are there all the time, being able to leave and go to Universal to have a bit of a change of scenery and everything is really nice, to be honest. Plus the rides are fun and everything. You can't really go wrong. Like, you get the best of both worlds because you can still get into Disney with your main entrance pass, but on days that you may be blocked out, you can go to Universal. That's just a tip from me. You don't have to take that, of course. The next thing I have that honestly is the best part in my opinion, all the friends you're going to make while you're in this journey, you're going to make friends from all over the place, from all over the country and the world. You're going to make friends from all different backgrounds. And not everyone is going to be someone that you're going to get along with. I learned that the hard way. Personally, I'm the type that I like people to like me, and I like making friends. So it was a little hard for me at first to be like, okay, this is what? But in the end, like, you'll find your people. You just got to keep looking at first sometimes, but you'll find your people, you'll have your support system, and once you have those people in your life, it's so much fun making the memories that you can while you're there, because those memories are lasting. And I have friends now that a year later, I still talk to them all the time, and I miss them so much. I can't wait to go back and see them. Honestly, that's probably the best part of this whole thing, is that you do get to make so many new friends and you get to see so many people from different experiences and hear about everything. Like, it's just so cool. So make sure to spread your wings while you're down there, because it's a lot of fun meeting everyone. And also, while we're on the topic of friends, you will have your roommates. Roommates can be interesting. For me, I got pretty lucky. I had pretty good roommates. I mean, my roommate was almost never home. I did not talk to her much because I never saw her. I had a suite mate that moved in the same day that I did and moved out a week after I did, and honestly, she was amazing. I couldn't have gotten luckier with who I lived with my entire time there. My other suite mate switched, so I didn't get to know either of them as well as I got to know my first suite mate that I lived with the entire time. But for me, I got pretty lucky. I didn't really run into too many problems with any of my roommates or suite mates. I do have friends that talked about some problems that they had, so just be warned, like, you may not end up in the best situation, but like I said, your roommates will switch, and you probably won't be in the same situation that you started with by the end of your program. So keep that in mind, have an open mind, and just, like, be ready to try to compromise. I mean, like I said, I got pretty lucky. I miss my roommates, but you never know what you're going to run into when you get there, so just keep that in mind. And then the last thing I have on my list for this video is friends leaving. So like I said before, I extended my program. I was supposed to be there from January to May, and then I extended till August, but some of my friends were still only there from January to May, so they left, and it was kind of sad because I was like, oh, I'm not going to see my friends every day anymore. I will say you probably will make new friends, because this happened to me. The friends that I came in with left, but I made new friends with the people that were coming in May. So, I mean, there's ups and downs, but I'm still friends with people from both sets of CPs, so you never know what's going to happen. Honestly, so many people and so much is going to change while you're there. I wouldn't settle into anything too much because it'll be completely different, like, in a week. But yeah, I mean, that's the sad part, is your friends leaving, but just think about it. You're going to be leaving too, to be honest. Like, it was never supposed to be a forever thing unless it is a forever thing. I do have friends that have gone part-time, full-time after their program. That wasn't for me. That isn't the decision that I made, obviously. But if that's a decision you make, then great. Yay for you. Like, glad you enjoyed it that much. It's not to say that I didn't enjoy it. I just wanted to finish school. So, yeah. Before I keep rambling, that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, come back next week for part 4. Bye, guys. Love you.